Respected friends, welcome you all with gratitudes and salutations. Let us do our attempts of six meditations. Meditation, Vedic chanting, meditational common sense thought, meditational mantrocharana, meditational Mangalacharana shloka, sankalpa, meditational Upanishad mantra parayana abhyasa, meditational study of the Upanishad with Sri Adi Shankara Bhashyam. In this way, develop within us the dhyana sthiti. And when we convincingly take up Dheya Vastu as Paramatma, because of all these regular practices, the dhyana on that becomes effortless, easy, leading us to the experience. Upanishad we are studying is Shwethashwathara, sixth last chapter, Paramatma Swarupa Lakshanas told for us to listen, understand, contemplate upon, and realize Him as the reality, as the only reality, as the support and substratum of the Jiva Jagadishvara. See Him more, experience Him more clearly, more vividly than the projected world which we are seeing more vividly now because of our ignorance, delusion, and wrongly trusting our upadhis. So, Shastra Pramanena, Yukti Pramanena, Sadhana Pramanena, Anubhava Pramanena, Sarvatra Atma Darshanam is the moksha. And that Atman is free from every of samsara which the anatma upadhis have. Therefore, identifying with that Atman is freedom from all samsara bandhana. Nay, that is the way and that is the only way. May our knowledge, understanding, conviction regarding this spiritual truth become deeper, stronger day by day with our serious, sincere, Shraddha Yukta, Shravanadhyayana Manana of Upanishads every day. Rudram, Namaka Prashna, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh. Six Anuvakas, let us meditatively chant. Start. Om Athaveda Parayanam Shri Rudra Prashnaha Dvitiyonuvakadarabhya ॐ नमो हिरण्यबाहवे सेनान्ये दिशाञ्च नमो नमो वृक्षेभ्यो हरिकेशेभ्यः पशूनां पतये नमो नमः सस्मिञ्जराय त्विषीमते पथीनां पतये नमो नमो बभ्रुषाय विव्याधिनेन्नानां पतये नमो नमो हरिकेशायोपवीतिने पुष्टानां पतये नमो नमो भवस्य हेत्यै जगतां पतये नमो नमो रुद्राय तताविने क्षेत्राणां पतये नमो नमः सूताय हन्त्याय वनानां पतये नमो नमो रोहिताय स्थपतये वृक्षाणां पतये नमो नमो मन्त्रिणे वाणिजाय कक्षाणां पतये नमो नमो भुवन्तये वारिवस्कृताय औषधीनां पतये नमो नमः उच्चैर्घोषाय क्रन्दयते पत्तीनां पतये नमो नमः कृत्स्नवेताय धावते सत्त्वनां पतये नमः। नमः सहमानाय व्याधिनीनां पतये नमो नमः। ककुभाय निषङ्गिणे स्तेनानां पतये नमो नमो। निषङ्गिण इषुधिमते तस्कराणां पतये नमो नमो। वञ्चते परिवञ्चते स्थायूनां पतये नमो नमो। निचेरवे परिचरायारण्यानां पतये नमो नमः। सृकाविभ्यो जिघागं सद्भ्यो उष्णतां पतये नमो नमो। सिमद्भ्यो नक्तञ्चरद्भ्यः प्रकृन्तानां पतये नमो नमः। उष्णीषिणे गिरिचराय कुलुञ्चानां पतये नमो नमः। इषुमद्भ्यो धन्वाविभ्यश्च वो नमो नमः। आतन्वानेभ्यः प्रतिदधानेभ्यश्च वो नमो नमः। आयच्छद्भ्यो विसृजद्भ्यश्च वो नमो नमो। स्यद्भ्यो विद्यद्भ्यश्च वो नमो नमः। आसीनेभ्यः शयानेभ्यश्च वो नमो नमः। स्वपद्भ्यो जाग्रद्भ्यश्च वो नमो नमस्तिष्ठद्भ्यो धावद्भ्यश्च वो नमो नमः। सभाभ्यः सभापतिभ्यश्च वो नमो नमो। अश्वेभ्योऽश्वपतिभ्यश्च वो नमः। नम आव्याधिनेभ्यो विविध्यन्तेभ्यश्च वो नमो नमः। उगणाभ्यस्तृगं हतेभ्यश्च वो नमो नमो। गृत्सेभ्यो गृत्सपतिभ्यश्च वो नमो नमो। व्रातेभ्यो व्रातपतिभ्यश्च वो नमो नमो। गणेभ्यो गणपतिभ्यश्च वो नमो नमो। विरूपेभ्यो विश्वरूपेभ्यश्च वो नमो नमो। महद्भ्यः क्षुल्लकेभ्यश्च वो नमो नमो। रथिभ्यो रथेभ्यश्च वो नमो नमो। रथेभ्यो रथपतिभ्यश्च वो नमो नमः। सेनाभ्यः सेनानिभ्यश्च वो नमो नमः। शत्रुभ्यः सङ्ग्रहेतृभ्यश्च वो नमो नमस्तक्षभ्यो रथकारेभ्यश्च वो नमो नमः। कुलालेभ्यः कर्मारेभ्यश्च वो नमो नमः। कुञ्जिष्टेभ्यो निषादेभ्यश्च वो नमो नमः। इषुकृद्भ्यो धन्वकृद्भ्यश्च वो नमो नमो। मृगयुभ्यः श्वनिभ्यश्च वो नमो नमः। श्वभ्यः श्वपतिभ्यश्च वो नमः। नमो भवाय च रुद्राय च नमः। शर्वाय च पशुपतये च नमो। नीलग्रीवाय च शितिकण्ठाय च नमः। कपर्दिने च व्युक्तकेशाय च नमः। सहस्राक्षाय च शतधन्वने च नमो। गिरिशाय च शिपिभिष्टाय च नमो। मीढुष्टमाय चेषुमते च नमो। ह्रस्वाय च वामनाय च नमो। बृहते च वर्षीयसे च नमो। वृद्धाय च संवृध्वने च नमो। अग्र्याय च प्रथमाय च नमः। आशवे चाजिराय च नमः। शीघ्रियाय च शीभ्याय च नमः। ऊर्व्याय चावस्वन्याय च नमः। स्रोतस्याय च द्वीप्याय च नमो। ज्येष्ठाय च कनिष्ठाय च नमः। पूर्वजाय चापरजाय च नमो। मध्यमाय चापगल्भाय च नमो। जघन्याय च बुध्न्याय च नमः। सोऽभ्याय च प्रतिसर्याय च नमो। याम्याय च क्षेम्याय च नमः। उर्वर्याय च खल्याय च नमः। श्लोक्याय चावसान्याय च नमो। वन्याय च कक्ष्याय च नमः। श्रवाय च प्रतिश्रवाय च नमः। आशुषेणाय चाशुरथाय च नमः। शूराय चावभिन्धते च नमो। वर्मिणे च बरूतिने च नमो। बिल्मिने च कवचिने च नमः। श्रुताय च श्रुतसेनाय च नमो। दुन्दुभ्याय चाहनन्याय च नमो। धृष्णवे च प्रमृषाय च नमो। दूताय च प्रहिताय च नमो। निषङ्गिणे चेषु दिवते च नमस्तीक्ष्णेशवे चायुधने च नमः। स्वायुधाय च सुधन्वने च नमः। श्रुत्याय च पथ्याय च नमः। काट्याय च नीप्याय च नमः। सूद्याय च सरस्याय च नमो। नाद्याय च वैशन्ताय च नमः। कूप्याय च वट्याय च नमो। वर्ष्याय च वर्षाय च नमो। मेघ्याय च विद्युत्याय च नमः। ईद्र्याय च तप्याय च नमो। वात्याय च रेश्म्याय च नमो। वास्तव्याय च वास्तुपाय च। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः. Yes, 8 onwards tomorrow we will do. Then 3 days our Chamaka Prashna. Some Vedic point chanting should go on happening. Friends, in our today's second meditative abhyasa is one common sense thought. The common sense thought today is simple, that learning should be the way of you and I, the human beings, given the buddhi. The more we learn, the more we are saved, protected from ignorance and mistakes committed because of ignorance. All problems are because of wrongdoings. All wrongdoings are because of confusions. All confusions are because of ignorance, whether it is worldly or spiritual. So, all the time in the process of learning, we have to be there. Obviously, whatever is learnt, it is experimented and it is confirmed that it is the correct knowledge. Then, that learning, that knowledge, that wisdom alone has to be lived, expressed every moment, with which we are also not at trouble. The world also is not at trouble. I trouble myself, I trouble the world because of these two only, Ajnana, Moha, technical words. In our language, ignorance and confusion or delusion. See that throughout the day, where are we trying to live life at the intellectual level to keep on adding to the treasure of our intellect or learning? Isn't it? Let us modify ourselves there. Let us rectify ourselves there. Let us mature ourselves there, that as a human being, what we mainly have to do, the greatest, the highest Purushartha is keep on learning. हमेशा विद्यार्थी बनकर रहते हुए विद्या का अर्थना, प्रार्थना, अर्जन, उपयोग करते हुए विद्या का अभाव में जो अविद्या है, and because of the avidya, whatever the sufferings we were going through, from that we have to get ourselves freed. So throughout life, be a learner. When I am the learner, I never grow old. The moment I stop learning, I have become old. The more I continue learning, I remain active, I remain dynamic. The moment I stop learning, all the dynamism, activeness goes away. The dullness, the purposelessness pervades our life. It's very heavy, it's very boring to ourselves. When our life is boring to ourselves, how much it is boring to others. When our life is meaningless, fruitless, purposeless to ourselves, how much useless it must be for others. So therefore, keep on learning, learning, learning. All the time learn. The most important common sense thought today, number one. Continuation of this is two. Most important, that be attentive and careful also, conscious also. In this second thought, that what is that which doesn't allow us to keep on learning? Big question, important question. Think about it. After many hindrances, hurdles, obstacles, obstructions, speed breakers, the king of all of them, the biggest of all of them, the most important obstruction in our life for learning is only one thing, and that one thing is called as our own ego, our own ahankara. The funniest part of this ahankara is what? That it continuously commits mistakes and it continuously gets hurt and suffering, and yet it doesn't allow us to learn. And that's why an ahankari never learns. And the opposite of it is a one who wants to learn, he'll have to be free from all that ahankara. And the expression of ahankara, which obstructs our learning, is in hundreds of ways. The expression of ahankara, which doesn't allow us to learn, is in hundreds of ways. It can be in any form, but finally it succeeds in not allowing us to learn continuously, constantly. And it can be in any form. Like few examples are, मैं क्यों सीखूं? Why should I learn? और अभी क्यों मैं सीखूं? Why should I learn now only? और चल रहा है ना without learning. I am able to manage. Or I am lazy. Or I am busy. Or such a beautiful joy of the world, the bhoga. I am going through. What is the need of learning? Why should I learn? So some of these sentences are uttered, many are not uttered, but they keep on functioning within us, making us forget that we are a human being expected to learn continuously. One of the most terrible reason for which we don't learn is, why should I learn from him? Why should I learn from that person? Who is he to tell me? I will not learn. This strong ego is the one which never makes us learn at all. Point two. Three, in fact, be attentive. Throughout life, every experience the Ishvara gives us only to learn. An egotic person, through those experiences, when he is allowing his ego always to react positively or negatively, he is missing the chance of learning. The positive reaction is excitements, the happiness, joys, the sense of achievements, fulfillments. That ego gets lost in that reaction and forgets to learn from that experience, let us say, of success. The negative reaction he goes through, which is more predominant when experiences come. When experiences come to him, the negative reactions he expresses through, because of which that ego becomes a cause of not learning, is the feeling of failures or hurts, etc. So, the experiences of success. Here, the experience of failures. Because of the failures, he feels regretted, he feels guilty, etc. In that mode, that ego goes. Be careful to listen. Thereby, it forgets for all the time, forever, that this experience has been given for me to learn something or the other from it. Two, the third most powerful reason for which we don't learn is we keep on getting hurt. When I get hurt, the ego is predominant. In that pain of getting hurt, we never learn only. It's not the son hurting you by his reactions. You are getting hurt. That experience of the son being disobedient is not to hurt you. If you are hurt, you are reacting with ego. It is a lesson for you to learn that he is grown, he is independent. Either change the way of telling him or stop telling. That's the lesson to be learned. Instead of learning the lesson, continuously we brood over, स्वामी जी मेरा बेटा मेरी बात नहीं सुनता है. भाई, आपके बात बेटा सुनने के लिए वो अनुभव नहीं है. आपको परमात्मा जो सुना रहे, वो सुन के समझने के लिए है. यू हैव टू लर्न फ्रॉम इट. बट आई गेट हर्ट. So too, when the husband or wife also don't listen to us, we get hurt. Because of that hurt, from that experience, bitter, what lesson we have to learn, we forget. In fact, that lesson also, that hurt also, is a lesson to know that each one is independent. Though for some reasons we live together. Because of each one being independent, each one has their own rights, their own choices. Therefore, other person have his own limitations he should not cross. That's the proof. When the wife reacts, means what? She tells you don't cross your limitation. She need not tell so harsh way. And a wise husband should not allow that situation to come that the wife says so harsh way. He should be sensitive to learn from the very first experience that she has her individuality, her likes, dislikes, her choices. Everywhere I have no right to poke. The next level is what? She will start leaving the house and staying in the Maika more and more. Even if further, instead of learning, the stupid husband try to impose on her, then the notice of divorce come to you. You understand what it says? That so much you are obstructing my freedom that I cannot live with you. Ego, isn't it? The boss scolding. That's not a scold. It's not your ego. Are you stupid? Why do you react to everything with ego and get the sense of getting hurt? It's not a hurt. It is the way the Lord has chosen to teach you something. What is that you learn it? Boss has scolded you for taking too many leaves. So we focus on he is scolding us in the language, the way he says, and get hurt. The ego is reacting there. Just keep the ego away. How can I have ego? I am a learner here. So when he is saying in whatever the way he is saying something. And what is that simple thing? Come to the office regularly, don't take many leaves. Or come on time. Or leave the office only after the due hours. Or the work given, do it on time or perfectly. No, what is wrong in boss saying these things? No boss says anything or scolds if all things are perfect. Therefore, as many times the boss is scolding, so many times we are doing things wrong. Therefore, every scolding is a lesson for us to change from the wrong to the right. Lesson to be learned. In the same way, why the traffic police catches me? Not to hurt us, not to write a challan and take the money. Why should he? It's only to teach us the lesson that you have not followed the traffic rules. It's a learning, no? वो पुलिस वाला मेरे को पकड़ के चालान डाला, मैं देख लेता हूँ उसको, मैं उसको शाप दूंगा. This is all ego reacting. Therefore, the lesson is not learned. And mind you, as we said 7 8 days back, what is it? Till that particular lesson is learned, those punishments, those miseries, the Lord will go on giving till that is learned. And giving punishment to teach us is the last resort the Lord takes. Before that, in many other tender, lighter, kind ways, sweet ways, humble ways, the Lord tried to teach us. But the ego in us has not learned during those occasions. But the learning is necessary. Many a times, याद रखो, my learning is not necessarily many a times for me. I have to learn because the society has to be protected from me. Therefore, the Lord will compel me to learn. I can't say I will not learn. Like I am traveling on the road with my car. It's the traffic rules, learning and following is not for me only there. If I don't follow them, they will hurt the other traffic. Therefore, I am compelled to learn. That's it. Most of the learnings are imposed on us by the divine so that we don't become a liability to the world. Then we don't become liability to ourselves. Then we become asset to ourselves. Then we become asset to the world. These are the four reasons for which you have to keep on learning, and the whole world, with all its experiences coming to us, is nothing but the Lord only in those forms to teach us, to educate us. Not knowing it, everywhere we become either careless or lazy or irresponsible, and very many times we get hurt. Who gets hurt is the ego. The moment the ego is popping up, showing itself in the form of getting hurt, the learner in us, the shishya in us, the jignasu in us is dead there. So that opportunity of learning is gone. Getting hurt, which keep on as we grow in age, in many other things, more and more ego becomes stronger, and so many lessons still have to be learned, and they come from various sources, and instead of learning from them, we get hurt. है ना? The servant छोड़ के गया. We get hurt. Why he left me? You have to learn from that lesson. Either you have given less salary, or you have given more work, or you are cruel, or you are not kind enough to be concerned about him. Learn from it. Then, when the new servant comes, you take proper care of him. If the earlier fellow left in 6 months, this fellow may stay at least 1 year. Isn't it? What is not in this life coming to us to teach? Everything is coming to teach. Those teachings can be how to behave in the world outside, how to behave with my own personality, or teachings for the spirituality. Continuously, constantly. Right? Now, the worst of all is what? We are such a stupid, arrogant, strong ego that we react even in front of our own most beloved, most loving and kind gurus also. And the fellow who cannot stand to the scoldings of the guru and gets hurt there and leaves the guru, even God cannot teach him, protect him. And learning or teaching is the only protection. Teaching by the guru or the Lord and learning from them is the only protection, because ignorance is the one which destroys us. Yes, Guru at different times uses different vocabulary, uses different mood or tone or tune of saying. Sometimes he can say kindly, sometimes he says normally, sometimes he says with little anger, sometimes he may use more and more angry words, sometimes even he can abuse also. The one who gets hurt in through by the gurus these type of words, he is never a learner. How stupid I am to react with my ego when the guru says these things, instead of learning the lesson from that. See that the little change in us, that I should not be an ego reacting and getting hurt. Instead, I must be a sober, humble learner from every experience. इतना फर्क हम अपने अंदर लाते हैं, तो every experience keeps on teaching us lessons. With every lesson learned, we become more and more wiser. With more the wisdom, lesser are mistakes, lesser are the miseries. See in Gita, अर्जुन को भगवान ने गाली दिया, क्लैब्यम मास्मगमा कुतस्तो कश्मलमिदम समुपस्थितम. तेरा दिमाग खराब हुआ क्या? दैट्स द हिंदी मीनिंग ऑफ कश्मलम कुतः त्वा विषमे समुपस्थितम. कश्मलम मतलब खराबी है ना. So तुम्हारे अंदर एक खराबी कहाँ आया? So in a Sanskrit language, it appears to be like that. But if you translate in Hindi, the meaning is that दिमाग खराब हो गया क्या तेरा कि अभी उठ युद्ध छोड़ के जाना चाहते हो? इट्स अ गाली. क्लैब्यम मास्मगम, इट्स अ गाली. You are a napumsaka, Bhagavan said. Unmanly. Imagine if Arjuna gets reaction there. You are my driver. I appointed you. How dare you scold like this? I'll remove you from this job. Get up. Whose loss it was? It was Arjuna's. But Arjuna withstood all. Mahabaho like this. Kaunteya like this. Positively, Rishabh Bharatarshava. In this way also Bhagavan addressed Arjuna. Klaibyam, Kashmanam. In this way also Bhagavan addressed Arjuna. Arjuna has not given importance to that. Arjuna gave importance to the teachings Bhagavan is giving. That's why Bhagavan also got inspired, went on focusing on giving more and more learnings or teachings. Arjuna went on receiving. अरे ये बंदा कोई गुरु के शब्दों से हर्ट होता है, उसका कहीं ठिकाना होगा जिंदगी में. आई लेफ्ट दैट गुरु. I stopped talking to that guru. I stopped going to that guru's classes because he directly addressed me. I know through his words he was shouting at me only. Hare, why should he do if not for teaching? Isn't it? No, no, but he can tell sweetly only. No, he told you sweetly 10,000 times. You never understood. Now he is so kind enough that he knows that you'll misunderstand, yet he is scolding you because his purpose is to teach. गुरु के शब्दों से जो हर्ट होता है ना, आप वो उसको वो गुरुपन है ही नहीं हो गुरु में. गुरु एंड माता पिता, इवन क्लोज फ्रेंड्स, वेल विशिंग फ्रेंड्स, more matured than us friends. In their words, we have to learn the wisdom only. Never get hurt with ego. When the ego arises, hurt we feel, then our difference or distance between that so-called well-wisher, whether it is friend or parents or the guru, grows. When the distance grows, then we are at loss, because the best way the Lord blesses us is by giving us knowledge, and these are the three ways. माता पिता और गुरु अपने भाई बंधु या मित्र के द्वारा भगवान हमें निरंतर एजुकेट करते हैं. By reacting with ego when we develop distance, then naturally, they stop telling us. When they are telling us, teaching us, then only when we have never learned. When they stop teaching us, when do we learn? And without learning, we continue doing same mistakes and continue suffering. Or even we can excel in our committing more and more mistakes also. So therefore, there's nothing called should be called as ego that it gets hurt. Let it be a bittermost abuse, scolding from any source. It can be guru, it can be parents, it can be on the traffic. अनुभव आते हैं ना हमको, किसी लड़ना होता है, कोई हमें गाली देते हैं. If you are hurt, then that's an ego reaction. Then that time the ego is reacting how to give jawab and fight. If that's not allowed, oh, this situation has come this way, those people have this way abused me or scolded me, and what is the lesson from it? Scoldings, insults, humiliations, failures, and what we wanted things to happen, they never happened. Each of them are nothing but the lessons from divine. What I can learn from it at that moment. As I told you, if your children, grandchildren, they're not listening to you, not obedient means what? You have no right on them. And also, you must be independent, doing your own works till you die. If you cannot do, better die. That's it. And whenever they have listened to you and did something for you, more than it is your demand, command, desirability, it is their kindness. Again, it becomes a debt to us. देखो, as we grow in spirituality, These are very sensitive things which we have to mind more and more. There's nobody called child, grandchild on whom we depend and increase our burden. We are an independent individual. For our life survival, we have to do everything on our own. That's it. And please remember, in this world, we are here to give up or clear our runa by doing things to the world. Remember, ourselves, even little we expect from others, then we are becoming runagrast. Without our asking, if the people help us, they are clearing their runa. Even there also, if it is not required, we should say no. If we can do it on ourselves, we should say no to them. That much independent when we become, then only this biggest obstacle of runa, etc., we avoid, then our sadhana will be smooth. Right in this life, not able to do sadhana because of so many hundreds of obligations. Why they are all? Because we are runagrasta to them. Then you can't do your sadhana. हाँ हमेशा कोई ना कोई आकर हमारे टाइम अटेंशन को लेते खाते रहते. I have to be independent, that's it. That's why the Vanaprastha ashram, even cooking is done by that old man by himself. You understood? He cannot ask even the wife to do. Oh no. People think, oh, that is the age where we have to depend on children, etc. No, that is a samsaric person's way of looking at. From the sadhaka standpoint, the old age is you depend on your own self. Then you know how much difficult it is. Then only our wants, desires get reduced. है ना? जब बूढ़े बन गए हम, depending on daughter-in-law, है ना? Keep on asking the things. Our desires grow because she's making things ready and giving us. We become bhogi only. And they are the lucky ones whom the daughter-in-laws are not caring. Most lucky in the world are that couple or family where daughter-in-laws never care. Then only they become independent, they remain active, and they are not incurring any debts. कोई ऋण नहीं. मैं तो उनको सबको congratulate कर. And in that house where the stupid daughter-in-law so kind and compassionate to take care of mother-in-law and father-in-law like mother and father. They're the most unfortunate stupid fellows. They create so much of runa to her. Next life they become working women in that house. उनका जिंदगी उसी में चला जाएगा. In your house, if there is a servant for 40 years, that lady is serving, that means in earlier life she was your mother-in-law. Who received all your service, now she is giving back. So idea is what? Never get hurt in life. It is an ego. Ego when it gets hurt and reacts, it can never learn. And learning is the only way for us to slowly reduce committing mistakes and suffering. है ना? Though even in life in general, if not from the people, from unknown sources also, called Adi Devika, when dukkha comes, there also पता नहीं भगवान को मेरे ऊपर क्या गुस्सा है, मैंने क्या जुल्म किया. दिस नॉनसेंस ईगो रिएक्शन मत करो. दिस बेवकूफी है. यू कांट अफोर्ड टू कंटिन्यू इट. जस्ट थिंक फ्रॉम दिस एक्सपीरियंस व्हाट द लॉर्ड इज टीचिंग मी. थिंक बीमारी हो गया. भगवान भगवान मेरे को क्यों बीमार. यू ईगो रिएक्ट. So he says that now your old age is coming. I have given you a sample of it. Further, it will be more worse than this. Now the time is good. You use all this time in discovering yourself that you are other than Dehendra Prana Manobuddhi. अब देखो, जिसने लेसन सीखा, then that experience is a teaching to him. It's a Guru Prasad. Bhagavan and Guru's Anugrah and Prasada is received not in the form of a money, not in the form of any other bhoga. It is received in the form of knowledge and it is received, not given. Anna, when it is given, if it is not received, where is the meaning in giving? Anna, even Guru gives, we don't take. From that standpoint or from that stupid level, even Guru is not giving. Even in not giving from the Guru also, when we receive some lesson, then we are true disciples. I'm just focusing more on the Guru because people get hurt by the Guru's words. Yeah, that day Guru's mood was like that in Rajaguna. He scolded you. He was angry. He shouted at you. He ordered. मुझे मैं इतने लखपति हूँ करोड़पति हूँ इसके साथ बेवकूफ भी होना maintain one attitude. I like this. I tried this from this moment. Come what may, I am Beokuf number one. I am Ajnani. I have to learn. Let me focus on learning. And that teachings to me, let them come in any form. In the form of guru, parents, or anybody, or in the form of loving way of teaching or harsh way of teaching, in whatever the way come. I the Murak, I the Ajnani, have to learn. That attitude maintain. Not the other attitude. "Ki, how can you scold me? There's no scolding. Why? There's only teaching. And the lucky are the disciples who get a guru who banks them every day so much, so much. The other day we saw in Mahanushasana of Adi Shankara, do you remember what he said? The scoldings of the guru are the ones which are clear. The many, many janma, prarabdha and dushkarma of the disciples. And through that scolding, the teachings too are there. The wise disciple should learn those teachings. Which anubhava can is coming to our life to hurt us? No anubhava. It's our own egoistic reaction which is making us hurt. कभी भी जिंदगी में पूरा इसको निकाल ही दो. From this moment, no ego reaction, no getting hurt. Calm and quiet mind से learn from it. Learn lesson for better performance, for better, execution next time. And don't hold on to that experience for reaction. There are people who hold on to one or two experiences for decades together and maintain that vengeance enmity with others. What an arrogant egoistic fellow he is. कभी 20 साल पहले एक छोटा एक अनुभव हुआ, he is holding on to that one. It is a height of ego. He can never learn the things in life. He only will grow in his ego. सीखेंगे नहीं कुछ भी. और that ego at every moment obstructs his spiritual growth. ओके बेटा, आज का बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट टॉपिक है हम सब के लिए. As I said, if somebody gets a Durvasa type of guru and bangingly teaches every day, and if the disciple is learning from that guru rather than getting reacted or hurt, he is the luckiest disciple because his cleaning becomes very quick. And again, there's another chance. कितना में गुरु लोग डांट रहे हैं, फटकार रहे. This fellow is not reacting and not learning also. Then he is not fellow, he is a buffalo. That also is not enough. कुछ कहते हैं पापा ऐसे डांटते रहते हैं. This fellow stops reacting, but never learns also. That's more worst thick skin. In some family, they are there. The father goes on telling. Sometimes the wife or children listen and they react. Later on, they stop even reacting. Rather, and they never even learn to. In that house, that husband should learn. This is the family which are so arrogant and independent. Let me not waste my wisdom for these fellows. Let me live my own wisdom. When the Lord gives opportunity, the right people will come to learn from me. I'll teach them. That's how he should learn it. When nobody is there, no need. Like if nobody is there for me to listen the class, how does it matter? Though I tell because it's for me. It's not that we only have to teach. The others are there. Ourselves is we have to learn. I'm giving an example. The wise father should learn from that. That I should be a learner. Please don't continuously express the ego of reactions and kill the learner in us. क्या है इसमें lesson? क्या है इसमें पाठ? विवेक सीखना है, वैराग्य सीख, डिटैचमेंट सीखना है, पेशेंस को सीखना है, टॉलरेंस सीखना है, हम्बलनेस को सीखना है. This is what millions of things that every experience is teaching us, polishing us, molding us. If you are ready to learn. So be a humble learner rather than a reacting ego, hurting ego, getting hurt ego. I am not going to get hurt from now onwards. I am only learning. कभी कभार क्या होता है ना, a very low level of person of no value at all also can hurt us. There is no hurt there. Some lesson to learn. Think what is that, right? Thank you. Now friends, two things we have done today. Second one, little more time we gave. Maybe Lord wanted us to learn from it. Third meditation today is on mantra. So we have seen yesterday the Chandrama Sambandhi mantra from Navagraha Stotram. Next one is the Mangala Graha. Na? The Mangala Graha alone is called Mangala Graha, Kumara Graha, Angaraka Graha and Kuja Graha. चारों एक ही के नाम है. कुजा, अंगारका, मंगला एंड कुमार. Only one graha. Okay. And that graha, blessings also we need. Forgiveness also we need, because knowingly or unknowingly, what might we have done in troubling the movement of that graha. Please forgive us, O Lord, bless me. O Mangala Graha, O Kuja Graha, O Angaraka Graha. A Mangala Kuja dosha, very terrible, doesn't allow us to prosper in outer life and spiritual life. Therefore, more humble to this Kuja Graha, to every Graha. Okay. Second mantra. First one was आदित्याय सोमाय मंगलाय बुधाय च गुरु शुक्र शनि बेशराय केतवे नमः. सूर्य मंत्र जपाकुसुम संकाशम काश्यपेय महाद्युतिम तमोघ्नम सर्वपापघ्नम प्रणतोस्मि दिवाकरम. Yesterday, दधि शंख तुषार आभम क्षीरार्णव समुद्भवम नमामि शशिनम सोमम शंभोर्मकुटभूषणम. Shashinam means the Chandrama in whom Shasha, like a rabbit, there is a chaya that is seen by us from this distance. That's why it's called as Shashi. Shasha Rupaha Tatha Shashi. Okay. Now the third one about the Mangala Graha. What is the mantra? Om Dharani Garbha Sambhutam Vidyut Samapprabham Kumaram Shakti Hastam Tam Mangalam Pranamamyaham. So simple. Dharani Garbha Sambhutam. This Kuja Graha, Mangala Graha is the Santana of the Dharani. That's why nowhere you see in India on the Mangalavara, the Bhumi Khananam is done for construction of buildings or anything. Because the son should not hurt mother. Like that. So Dharani Garbha Sambhutam. He is born to the Prithvi Mata. And Vidyut Kanti Sama Prabham. His Prabha, his Kanti, he is like the Vidyut Kanti, like that of lightning. The lightning must be happening there terribly in that coastal area where within some time, or it must have happened, the Montha Tufan is hitting the shores. या आज शाम को प्रेडिक्शन है शायद, सॉरी. So Vidyut Kanti Sama Prabham. He is in the Kanti of Vidyut, his Prabha, his brightness, brilliance. Okay? Kumaram is always in the Kumara Avastha. Shakti Hastam. In his hand he has got the Shakti. Even that Subramanya Bhagavan also has Shakti in his hand. And what are the Shakti? You know that Ichha Shakti, Jnana Shakti, Kriya Shakti, Rajoguna Shakti, Tamoguna Shakti, Sattvika Shakti, and all positive gunas are positive Shaktis. So Kumaram Shakti Hastam, Tam Mangalam, to that Mangala Graha Aham Pranamami, I am saluting. Okay, so the Mangala Graha in that planetary system in its orbit and its Adhisthana Devata. We are saluting that Adhisthana Devata who is permeating that Graha, and he is showering his Kripa to the beings on the earth as it's required, as he is ordered. Okay, Santo? Chant this mantra 12 times. Om Dharani Garbha Sambhutam विद्युत्कान्तिसमप्रभं कुमारं शक्तिहस्तं तं मङ्गलं प्रणमाम्यहम् ॐ धरणीगर्भसम्भूतं 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 विद्युत्कान्तिसमप्रभं कुमारं शक्तिहस्तं तं मङ्गलं प्रणमाम्यहम्. Every time need not be told, you must know. First, remember, know and accept that all of them are devatas with Divya Shakti. 2. Pray to them to forgive for the mistakes. Pray to them to empower us. 3. Pray to them to bless us with all the outer comforts, prosperities. More than that, pray to every of the Devata throughout life that we should grow in our spiritual knowledge, practice, and anubhuti. That the Brahmanubhuti, which is the only giver of moksha, should happen to us in this very life very soon. Possible in this very moment. These things should never be forgotten, and the speaker here need not tell it every time. Be alert. Let it not be mechanical, any of our these chantings. Om Dharani Garbha Sambhutam Vidyutkanti Samaprabham Kumaram Shakti Hastam Tam Mangalam Pranamamyaham Om Dharani Garbha Sambhutam Vidyutkanti Samaprabham Kumaram Shakti Hastam Tam Mangalam Pranamamyaham Om Dharani Garbha Sambhutam Vidyutkanti Samaprabham Kumaram Shakti Hastam Tam Mangalam Pranamamyaham Om Dharani Garbha Sambhutam Vidyutkanti Samaprabham Kumaram Shakti Hastam Tam Mangalam Pranamamyaham. Om, Om, Om. Let every of our these 6 sessions be a beautiful practice of meditation. ध्यान से इन सबको करने से ध्यान करना हम सीख सकते. Let our mind intellect be engrossed in this conviction that this is an opportunity for us to practice meditation and engross in doing in that way only. Don't allow the ego to react, the intellect to misunderstand, the mind to have any disturbing emotions. Create that personality, maintain it wherever we go for our satsanga, wherever we do our study and sadhana. It's an opportunity, it's a blessing. We are so fortunate to be here, to be blessed with this knowledge. Be in that mood always, else the mind intellect gets reacted. They refuse to sit, they refuse to listen, they refuse to learn, they become impatient. Finally, all that enemies put together take us away from this most blessed atmosphere. Remember, all these so called enemies who destroy us are nowhere outside, they are within us only in the form of our wrong thoughts of intellect, wrong emotions of mind. They are more inimical than the attractions of the senses and the lazinesses of the body. When all the four come together, the bodily laziness, the attractions of the senses, the mind's wrong emotions, reactions, and the intellect's dislikings, when all are together, you can never come to satsang. You can never sit, you cannot continue, you can never learn. Let's recognize these enemies and help ourselves. ॐ ॐ ॐ ॐ सहनाववतु ॐ नमो ब्रह्मादिभ्यो ॐ यैरिमे गुरुभिः पूर्वम् ॐ शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यम् ॐ निधये सर्वविद्यानाम् ॐ श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् ॐ भव एव भवानिति मे नितराम् ॐ ब्रह्मानन्दं परमसुखदम् ॐ परब्रह्मणे श्रुतिमात्रे तेषां सर्वेषां कृपानुग्रहेण उपनिषदुक्तब्रह्मात्मैक्यबोधेन अस्मिन् क्षणे एव मोक्ष कैवल्यप्राप्त्यर्थं सनातनधर्मस्य विश्वव्याप्ति विश्वध्यात्मिकप्रगत्यर्थं धर्मसंस्थापकानां निरन्तरदिग्विजयार्थं श्रीराममन्दिरवत् शिवकृष्णादिमन्दिरादीनां पुनरवाप्तितेषु निरन्तर शास्त्र अध्ययनादीनां द्वारा भारतवर्षस्य सनातनधर्मस्य बाह्याभ्यन्तरशत्रुघ्नसमूल निर्मूलनपूर्वक भारतवर्षे विश्वे च अस्मात् क्षणादारभ्य वैदिकहैन्दवसंस्कृतेः धर्ममोक्षपुरुषार्थानां सुसम्प्रतिष्ठावाप्त्यर्थम् अस्यां कक्षायामागतानां सङ्कल्पितसत्कर्मसुदिग्विजयार्थं तेषां हृदये परब्रह्मादीनां प्रति भक्त्यादीनां द्वारा जन्मसाफल्यार्थं कृष्णयजुर्वेदीय श्वेताश्वतरोपनिषदः आद्यशङ्करभाष्य अध्ययन साधना प्रयत्नं मोक्षार्थं वयं सर्वे करिष्यामहे ओं नित्यानन्दं निराधारं निखिलाधारमव्ययं निगमाद्यगतं नित्यं नीलकण्ठं नमाम्यहं पारायणं पञ्चमोऽध्यायः फोर्थ फिफ्थ सिक्स्थ ॐ आरभ्य कर्माणि गुणान्वितानि भावांश्च सर्वान् विनियोजयेद्यः तेषामभावे कृतकर्मनाशः कर्म क्षये याति स तत्त्वतोऽन्यः आदिः स संयोगनिमित्तहेतुः परस्त्रिकालादकलोऽपि दृष्टः तं विश्वरूपं भवभूतमीड्यं देवं स्वचित्तस्थमुपास्य पूर्वं स वृक्षकालाकृतिभिः परोऽन्यो यस्मात् प्रपञ्चः परिवर्ततेयं धर्मावहं पापनुदं भगेशं ज्ञात्वात्मस्तममृतं विश्वधाम. Okay, now first mantra of sixth chapter was Om Swabhavameke Kavayo Vadanti Kalam Tathanye Parimukhyamanaha देवस्यैष महिमा तु लोके येनेदं भ्राम्यते ब्रह्मचक्रम्. सेकंड मंत्र येनावृतं नित्यमिदं हि सर्वं ज्ञः कालकारो गुणी सर्ववित् यः तेनेशितं कर्म विवर्ततेह पृथ्व्यप्तेजो निलखानि चिन्त्यम्. So friends, yesterday a very important, crucial thought was shared, worthy of understanding, remembering throughout life. What is that thought? Whatever is happening, the one who is involved in those happenings, with attachments, with reactions, with indulgences, with bhoga, is a samsara. And whatever is happening or seen, in whose presence they are happening, who is the one cause of them? And the one who is focusing on them, he is the sadhak. And the one who is able to apprehend him and apprehend that source, that substratum, as one's own self. Just now we chanted. You know, what was that mantra we just chanted? If you remember, uh, कि तम आत्मस्थम है ना, पंचमोध्याय में तीसरा मंत्र. हम्म, 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 ओके. ज्ञात्वा आत्मस्थम अमृतम विश्वधाम. We have chanted sixth chapter mantra. We were to chant the fifth one actually. Okay, we'll do again. Why should I miss it? Om Sarvadisha Urdhmadascha Tiryaka Prakashayan Bhrajate Yadvanadvan Evam Sadevo Bhagavan Varenyo Yonisvabhavan Athitishtatyeka Yacha Svabhavam Bhajate Vishwayonihi Vachyanscha Sarvan Parinamayedya Sarvametad Vishwamadhitishtatyeka गुणांश्च सर्वान् विनियोजयेद्यः तद्वेदगुह्योपनिषत्सु गूढं तद्ब्रह्मा वेदते ब्रह्मयोनिं ये पूर्वं देवा ऋषयश्च तद्विदुः ते तन्मया अमृता वै बभूवुः. So, the one who is focusing on the one because of whom all these happening, he is sadhak. When he recognizes that source as one's own self, he is Siddha Purusha. And when the Jadugar is playing the Jadu, when you are not seeing the Jadugar, you are lost in the Jadu. When the Dushti is on the Jadugar, the Jadu won't influence us. All Vedanta is to attend to the source, not to the expressions. So that's what we have to learn from this particular mantra. So yena avrutam vishwa nityam idam hi sarvam. So the one who is looking at the idam and identifying with the idam through ahanta and mamata samsara. The one who is trying to observe what is that which is continuously permeating this idam. If one is focusing on that, he is sadhaka. And two things only. The idam is always permeated by the sadvastu, and that sadvastu can never be other than me. And this aham, me, can never be objectively understood or objectively seen or known. Is subjectively experienced. And these continuous listenings of these type of thoughts should take us one day to an understanding wherein we should know that everything I have to drop and that which cannot be dropped is me. I have to realize that. And all that which can be dropped is anatma, which is kalpita. And that is asatya. That is mithya. That's why it can be dropped. When everything that way dropped, which is technically in Vedanta called as neti neti, that which cannot be dropped is the nitya satya atma, and that is me. One day this thought should click to us. That day we should start doing this sadhana. For that thought to click to us, then let me drop everything to realize that which cannot be dropped. Therefore, that's the truth, and that's the me. To realize that understanding these teachings every day, these learnings every day. What are they? First one is ha Vienavrutam Nityamidam hi sarvam. All the idam is permeated by something, and that's Paramatma. And that something by which all idam permeated is always Sat. Because idam is always experienced as Sat only. And Sat cannot be other than me. Otherwise, I become Asat. So therefore, Sat Rupena Maya idam sarvam vyaptam. And that Sat eva Parameshwaraha. See that? By me who is Sat Swarupa, the entire idam is permeated. Therefore, I, the seer, the world seen, both of them are projections only on Shuddha Satsvarupa. From the Satsvarupa, the seer me, the seen idam, both are one with outside. They are just play. The dichotomization of Ahamidam is only a play. In Ahamidam are nothing but the concepts projected on that Sadvastu, which can never become Idam, therefore which can never be called as Aham too. It is beyond the Ahamidam oppositions, contrasts. It's a pure experience. है ना? Uh, our regular Vedanta Shravanam definitely will lift us to these seeming abstract sentences. But for you and I, they are no more abstract. We are able to grasp what is meant. That's the outcome of our regularity for such good amount of time. So, yenavrutam nityamidam hi sarvam. Second is jnaha. Is jnana swarupa. Is not the jnana of something. है ना? Like when I see a book is seen, and that seen book is known through the thought in my mind of that book. And who is that illuminating that thought of the book? That pure illumination is jnana. You know? I have the knowledge of all the objects of the world through my thought because the consciousness illuminates that thought. So the thoughtless, that thought-free consciousness is called jnana. Therefore, what is sadhana here? All that is known through the organs, through the chitta antakarana, when dropped in pursuit of that consciousness, which is illuminating all those thoughts, I reach to that Jnana Swarupa. And that also incidentally has to be me. Because if that Jnana consciousness is not me, then the opposite of the consciousness is Jada. I have to become Jada. But none of us have the experience about ourselves that we are Jada. No. We always feel ourselves consciousness only. Therefore, the Jnaha has to be me only. Therefore, me, the Jnapti Swarupa, is the one which is illuminating everything through the thoughts. And the thoughts and the things that are illuminated through the thoughts, all of them are never as substantial as we see. They're all kalpita. In the evening class, yesterday we saw, isn't it? The Prithvi, the Girayaha, all of them are, they are concluding their existence in Chit only. Therefore, they are never apart from the Chit. This was the thought conveyed yesterday by Vasishtaji. Do you remember? So here also Jnaha. You see the Upanishadic mantra, if you literally clearly understand, becomes such a great source of contemplation. In the deep attempts of contemplation, we transcend all the upadhi and upadhi functionings and we reach to that nirupadhika tattva, which is our goal. Third one is kala karaha. So the kala is doing everything, past, present, and future. But who is doing the kala? The one who gets lost in the things done by the kala is a samsari. The one is focusing on him in whose presence even the kala has existence, he is sadhana. And again, the kala also is existing or on existence. The kala also is a concept and it is being awared, isn't it? Therefore, all that's happening in kala dropped, kala also devalued. When the kala also devalued, the Suddha Satchit, which was illuminating this kala, that is realized. So every of these things show us that these are the things we are lost in. When we drop them, the substratum of them is realized by us. We are lost in the idam. So focus on the one who is permeating the idam In that effort, the idam goes away, then the self realized. So too, the consciousness and things illumined by consciousness. We are lost in the thoughts and the perceptions which are illumined by consciousness. So when we drop them, then pure consciousness, the self is realized. So too, we are lost in Bhuta Bhavishyat Vartamana Kala, and in that Kala, Karya Karana. When they are dropped, Kala also transcended. Then that Kalatita Parabrahma we realize. See, understand? So we are lost in the idam. We are lost in the gneyam. We are lost in karya karana. That is time. In time, karya karana. I do today something, tomorrow I get the result of it. And I sow the seed today, tomorrow it gets sprout. Isn't it? ये सब काल में होता है. पहले जो होता है वो कारण, बाद में जो होता है कार्य. These are all concepts only. In the highest substratum, none of them are happening. Like in dream also you have sown a seed. After a month in dream, you saw the sprouts have come, the saplings have come. Then the kheti has come. फिर कटौती किया आपने. Then you have put it in the market for sale. Good sale, good cost came that time. Lot of money you got. You celebrated. With all that happening, that's only a dream, no? Same way, that Jagrad avasthas, sowing seed, growing crop, getting everything yields, all of that from the absolute reality standpoint is only a play of the mind only. And that's why everything comes, stays, goes away. कहाँ से आ रहा है दिमाग से कहाँ खड़ा रह रहा है दिमाग में किधर चला जा रहा है दिमाग में That's why last 5 years sowing the seeds, growing the crop, selling them, just mere memories only to us now. Thoughts only. Even when we are right now in the field looking at the entire crops, all of that are nothing but thoughts. Thoughts are nothing but consciousness. Therefore, consciousness is nothing but my own self. Therefore, everything is myself only. वेदांत का ये है कठिन नहीं है अब इतने उपनिषद पढ़ने के बाद स्लोली इट विल बिकम इजियर एंड यू डोंट गिव अप आई विल नॉट गिव अप दिन ब दिन हमारा तत्व को जानने का मकसद स्ट्रांग होते ही जाना नेवर गिव अप so gnyaha we have explained kalakara we explained these we have to study with Bhashyam also then next one guni yesterday we saw the three gunas and their play no in whose presence the three gunas are coming playing and going कभी तमोगुण आता है अपना प्रभाव दिखाकर जाता है कभी रजोगुण आता है अपना प्रभाव दिखाकर जाता है कभी कभी सत्वगुण also comes shows its effect and goes but in whose presence these three are coming and going so too the gunas means the qualities lakshanas sometimes I have good qualities they are called sattva only sometimes I have bad thoughts that is rajotama guna they are also coming going who is the one who is the sakshi for the arrival and departure of them, the adhisthana for the arrival and departure of them. Remember, both of them are coming from same source, and that source has none of these two in it reality. They are only projected. है ना? The right use of 100 rupee also is in that 100 rupee note. The wrong use of the 100 rupees also is in the 100 rupee note. But the 100 rupee value has none of right use or wrong use. It is our projection. Okay. So Guni we have seen. Then Sarva Vitu. He is the knower of everything. Okay. This Sarvavit in another place is called Sarvagnya. Remember, never misunderstand the word Sarvagnya. What is misunderstanding? That knower of everything. No, Sarvagnya means Sarvam and Gnaswarupam api. He alone is everything, and that everything he is of nature of consciousness. That's the meaning of Sarvagnya. So, our knowing of the world, Paramatma's knowing of the world is what? We know the world as other than us, and we know the world through our perceptions and thoughts. Paramatma's knowledge of the world is not as the world other than him. The Paramatma's knowledge about the world is me only. When the world is me, in this way the world is known. Remember, for that knowledge, the thoughts are not required because to know myself, the medium of thoughts not required. I need the medium of thoughts only to know something other than me. So therefore, the Sarvajñatva of Paramatma is that everything is me. That's the meaning of Sarvavit. So Sarvam and Vedana Swarupam. So I am everything, and that everything is pure consciousness. But what about the so solid world of अनंत कोटि ब्रह्मांडास? एक बार कैनवास दिया आपको, हाथ में एक कलम दे दी, आप कितने सारे पिक्चर पेंट कर सकते? With all the paintings that are done, still they are all projection. So too, on the canvas of pure conscious Brahman, with the color or ink of Maya, the entire Brahmandas are never existing paintings only. Hmm. Difference between this painting is this painting doesn't move. That moves. Just because of the movement is there, it need not be real. Like in dream also the movements are there. Doesn't mean that because the movements are there, it's real. In cinema also on the TV screen, there are movements, there are action, there are reactions. Does it mean that it is real? Sarvavit Yah. Then the next one is Tena Ishitam Karma Vivartateha. Okay. It is Ishana Shakti, Prerana Shakti, because of which the Panchamahabhuta named karmas get Vivarta, means they themselves remaining same, still appear to me in so many Stula Sukshma Karana Sharira Rupa. अब देखो, interesting point. Study it from the physics standpoint, it becomes easier. This one thought we share and conclude. Ki atoms remaining as atoms, isn't it? That in their combination, the molecules in their combination, the so-called variety of objects are appearing. Atom is not changing at all. In the same way, the wood is remaining as wood, appearing as so many furniture. तो खुद यथावत रहता हुआ फिर भी और कुछ दूसरे रूप में दिखने को विवर्त कहते हैं. Okay, that's what he said here. Tena ishitam karma vivartate. Here, the vivartana is both. At the gross level, here pratyaptejo nilakani panchamahabhuta. Means panchamahabhuta remaining panchamahabhuta. But through their mutual permutation combination, they are appearing as so many, starting from sun, moon, star, through the mountains, rivers, including Manusha, Pashu, Pakshi, Vanaspati. These are all the vivarta of the Panchamahabhutas only. Means Panchamahabhutas remaining as Panchamahabhuta, appearing as like that. So atoms remaining as atoms, appearing as objects. So too, the wood remaining as wood, appearing as furniture. That's called Vivartate. The other Vivarta is what? The entire universe is the Vivarta of Parabrahma only. Means Parabrahman remaining intact himself, on him the substratum, the Maya is projecting this world. That's why Paramatma is called as Vivarta Abhinna Nimitta Upadana Karana of this universe. He is the Karana. He is the Upadana Karana. He is a Nimitta Karana. He is Karana Karana. He is the Karma Karana. But Abhinna and Vivarta. What are these things? Little 2-3 minutes. Tomorrow we will see and then go further to deeply understand this mantra. What we are doing through this study? We are visualizing in our intellect the presence of divinity in this way. It's all intellectual. Understanding, later on, experience on the seat of meditation, and always that experience is it is me. आत्मा अनात्मा रूपेण अनुभव में नहीं आता, परमात्मा अनात्मा नहीं हो सकता. Okay, let us try that. O Lord, bless all the audience who are regular to maintain their regularity, sincerity, seriousness, Shraddha. Bless all the audience, including me. मेरे को नहीं छोड़ना, मैं भी audience से. With that sukshmata of the buddhi to understand. Let there be the zeal and zest and inspiration and readiness to come to classes, to listen, to learn, to do sadhana, to grow, growing only every day. Let that dullness, moroseness, lethargy, disinterestedness, these enemies never come even in the vicinity. May our utsaha grow day by day to deeply study and revel in the Shastra Jnana, Tattva Jnana, Brahma Jnana, Atma Jnana, Moksha Jnana. Om 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 Purnamada Om Tat Sat Brahmarpanamastu. Thank you. Let us study Gita for some time for your patience.